Are you threatened by these guys, or are they still fighting for second?
I've never been a man for talking. It just doesn't work for me. I'm always a man of actions. So I stand up here and I say, man, if any man thinks that deserving of that, step up front with me right now. Come on!
Divisions of history, but truly one of the greatest that ever stepped on an Olympia stage. Its fame and popularity have transcended worldwide popularity, having been platformed on some of the biggest platforms and streaming platforms in the world. He also realized the joy of fatherhood as he and his wife Courtney welcomed a daughter this past April. He is the undisputed champion of the classic physique Olympia division. Please welcome from Canada, that title back. The Persian Wolf is hungry for the taste of an Olympia victory and to hoist the sandow once again. Please welcome from Iran, Hadi Mr. Olympia, winning bodybuilding's most prestigious title in only his second time competing on the Mr. Olympia stage, adding to his illustrious resume, which also includes a 212 Olympia title and the title of Mr. USA. Please welcome the 18th Mr. Olympia in bodybuilding history from the United States, Mr. Olympia, Derek!
Right now, what we need is more room, right about there in the center, right about there.
It's taking up all the space. So, the ladies were, first of all, congratulations, gentlemen, on being here. This is a major deal, the 60th anniversary of the Olympia, and you're all here, so congratulations on that. The ladies were out here a little while ago, and there was some debate over who was the future and who was the present. Who was the present, who was the future? So up on this stage, who's the present and future?
Let's start with the champ himself, Derek Lunsford. You are the present. You are the current reigning, defending Olympia champion. Are you also the future two-time Olympia champion?
Well, I've been working ever since I stepped off the stage last year, 2023, to come back improved. So yeah, you best believe that this is just the beginning, and I'm working to improve every single year for as long as I can be up here.
Well, Derek, let's get specific about it. You're dominant from the back. You have amazing back double biceps, back lat spread, but you're not beating Hadi on abdominals and thighs and most muscular. What have you done from last year's Olympia to beat him on those two poses?
Well, when we go back to my track record working with Hani Rambod back in 2021, we won the 212. Each year we've made significant improvements, and I've been able to, work well with him, and we've been able to improve my physique. So I don't think there's really anything different that I needed to do in terms of drastic changes. Obviously put emphasis on the body parts and areas where I needed to improve more, but honestly I wanted to improve my strengths too. I wanted to create distance in my strengths and also bring up my other body parts and poses. So, you know, like I said, ever since I got off stage last year, I've been putting in the work, and I'm coming back improved, I can promise you that.
Sugar Sean Ray, you got about 600 pounds of muscle right in the middle of the stage right there. Is this the year of the big man?
Yeah, half of that is occupied by the man in the center, Big Samson from England, representing Nigeria. Looked like you were on a tour when you first arrived here in Las Vegas, so the buzz is you've been distracted. And there's a whole lot of business in front of you, especially with Andrew Jack leaning up against you and Derek and Big Hottie. Is this the year that you bring it all together on Saturday night?
All right, first and foremost, I want to say, man, thank you all for being out here, man. You guys are all great. This place is packed out, so it's crazy up in here. Well, to your question, man, is an interesting one, because I gotta say, year after year, time after time, I keep improving faster than anybody else on this stage. And you all have seen that firsthand, right? Right? So how do you expect me not to be just come up on stage and shock you guys again tomorrow?
Well, wait, while you say that, you did some changes getting ready for this year that you didn't do in the past. You can't ignore some of those changes. Were they positive?
Of course they are. But you know what? You saw me 2 weeks ago in France. Well, you're about to see something special tomorrow night as well.
Samson, the word we keep hearing is conditioning, and I know you've heard this all year long, all on social media, all from the experts that are out there. Samson's got it all. Shape, symmetry, proportion, muscularity, posing presentation. He's just got to get the conditioning. What changes have you made this year to bring that conditioning into that 95 percentile that, in a lot of experts' opinions, would give you that standout title?
Well, for one thing, you see my face, right? Does this look like the face of someone who hasn't suffered this past
A pretty face, bro. You're very handsome.
Thank you very much. But you know what? One way I'm gonna say is, man, we're gonna find out tomorrow night.
Questions for Derek. I'm looking at the stage, and I see two guys to the left of you who are much bigger. I just want to know if they're in shape. How do you plan on repeating from last year?
Bodybuilding is you versus you. I think you know that as well as anybody, right? So we're all given gifts and genetics of our own, and I believe that you know, we work with what we got here, you know. So for me, I've been able to, like I said earlier, play with my strengths and also improve everything, you know. And so this is a journey over time where you're never gonna be perfect, but you're striving to be all that you can be. And so even being the current champion, I want to continue to improve and be all that I can be. And I know even last year I can continue to do that for years and years. I don't worry about what the competitors are doing, but I actually appreciate the competitors that I have, because I love how driven that they are, how hungry they are, how passionate they are about the same thing I am. And I want to be my best, and I'm trying to be my best every year, and these guys continue to help elevate me and hold me accountable. So I don't just look at it as competition like this, like I want to beat you, I want to beat you, I got to defend. It's that, hey, I'm happy you guys are making progress, because it holds me accountable for me to make progress, and then everybody wins. Everybody gets what they want. They get a great show, and may the best man win.
Okay, sorry, man. I love the diplomatic answer. It's the right way to say it.
No, that's what that's how
I believe you, but I want to get more specific. What attributes do you bring that are going to beat these two guys? Or Brandon's sitting there looking pretty large, and you got a Mr. Olympia to the left of you. What attributes do you have that are going to make sure that you repeat?
I think Ronnie Coleman said it best, 8-time Mr. Olympia champion. Lights out from the back, baby.
Okay, DJ, last year, a lot of of people had Hadi from the front, Derek from the back, and the sides about even. Where did you have it last year, and what do you think is going to happen this year?
Well, I'm going to be honest. Last year, pre-Olympia prediction, I predicted Derek to win. And after the Olympia, I said it was close. I thought I had Hadi winning, by just slightly little bit. And this is because Derek is unbeatable from the back. We know that. Hadi was unbeatable from the front. But now, we saw Hadi come back to the Arnold this year, where I think that this was the best Hadi that I've ever seen. Combination in condition and size. Now, a Hadi like at the Arnold, Derek, is that something you can beat?
Well, I think Hadi Rambod, who we both work with, said it that, you know, Hadi did look great at the Arnold. You have to give it to these guys when they come in and they give it their all. They look outstanding, you know. I love it when my competitors get praise just as much as I would get a praise. But he also said, wait till you see the 2020 version of Derek Lunsford.
Well, we've been saying this. We've been saying this whole time that Derek is still young. He's still maturing. I said you can still make changes. And I've been saying this all along. A lot of people think it's not happening. You know what I'm saying? So, because I think you would have to make those changes. You would have to bring a better front, more detailed, more mature in order to stand next to a Hadi like from the Arnold. But now, keep in mind, we have two guys right here, the Samson and Andrew. Andrew, from what I heard, and this is since I haven't seen him, I haven't spoken to him, I just heard from someone real close that this is the best Andrew ever, and Andrew is winning the Olympia. So that's a scary thought, because Andrew is, in a lot of experts' eyes, probably the most perfect physique with Samson when it comes to the height, size, and everything. And I know it's harder for shorter guys at that point to stand next to him. So, I mean, at the end of the day, you're right, this is a competition, but all being nice is not going to win you a Sandow Trophy. So you gotta, you gotta fight. What I'm saying is, you gotta be the dirtiest Derek in order to, to hold these guys off.
I don't think I need to be the dirtiest Derek on the mic with my words.
I
think I need to be the hardest worker in the gym, and that's what I've been doing since 2023.
Hang on a second, I want to hear from Hadi Chupan. And Hadi, did you feel that you won the show last year, that you beat Derek for that Sandow last year?
خب امثال عادی چوبان مثل یک کبیر میمونن. هر کسی میخواد داخل این کبیر قرار بگیره و خیلی خوش بیاد و خیلی به خشکی عادت داشته باشه وگرنه بد میسوزه.
So how are you gonna come like a dry desert like this year, and everyone who want to survive in the desert has to be dry enough.
Hadi,
otherwise they will burn.
Hadi, this question's for you. Hadi, it's for you. Last year, you looked like you thought you won the contest. And the way you left the stage looked like you didn't accept the result. What happened?
هیچ کس همچین فکری رو نمی‌کرد. چون اینجا مثل المپیا باید یک بالانس دفاعی باشه. من همیشه بهترین خودم بودم، بهترین خودم اومدم و جزء بالانس دادن بودم که همیشه بهترین خودم آوردم. و فکر نمی‌کردم بالاتر اون نتیجه رو بگیرم، ولی امسال جوری اومدن که هیچ کس نتونه نزدیکم بشه.
Said last year I never thought like that, but I always try to come with my best condition, best separation, best of my version, and also last year same was same. I came with my best and I did my best, and I didn't win it, but this year I will try my best to win.
But you walked off the stage. If it happens again, will that be the same routine?
خب شاید تو خودت خیلی قهرمانی‌ها رو داری. میدونی که یک کسی زمانی که قهرمانیش از دست میده چه حالی داره. اونم زمانی که نه قند تو بدنته، نه نمک داری، نه آب داری. کنترلش خیلی سخته. من پارسال اون حس عجیبی که بهم دست کردم به دریک تبریک گفتم، دریک رو بغل کردم، بعد اونجور استرس توی بدنم بود، عصبانیت، نتونستم خودم رو کنترل بکنم.
He said you have been competed many times in the genre, so you know when that's one is on a stage when you're with low low level of the sugar and with low energy, and you sometimes maybe you cannot make a best decision. And he said so at the beginning. I just congrats Derek, stayed there. I did my photo shoot, and after that I feel a little bit not in good health to stay on the stage, so that's why I walked away. But before I walked away, I just congrats everyone, took my picture before I leave.
All right, London Murray. You know, physiques, be that female or male, bodybuilding is bodybuilding.
That's right. Because on this panel, I won the Olympia, right? And Derek, like, let me say, I was so impressed when I saw you go from the 212, and knowing men, you guys is like being big. And my first thought was, will you be able to go from 212 and go into the open and bring the size and bring that conditioning? And you did it. You did it. So I was very impressed with that. Very impressed with that. And I think number two, for me, my question, winning that Olympia, what is the challenge for me is defending. Your life has changed. You have to listen to the noise and the conversation and them saying, you know, Samson's gonna do it, Andrew Jack, you know what I mean? You have a new baby.
Yeah, she's out in the crowd actually. Where's my wife?
Yes. So how do you? Because that to me, when you've done it one time and you proved what you did in 212 and you moved into the open and you did what you did, like big and all that, that's all beautiful. The conversation, I'm glad you guys brought that up.
Yeah.
But you won it. You're the champion. Defending it. How did you stay focused with the noise, with the extra, can you guest pose for me? Can you come over to my house? Can you kiss my baby? All that. That's my question.
Well, that's going to be about an hour's worth of an answer if I'm, you know, short and sweet. I saw the people that came before me first and foremost. So I always respected the champions that came before me, and I saw some of the things that they had to deal with. And I thought, you know, like, sometimes they didn't deserve the criticism that they were getting, and still to this day. And so I saw that and I thought to myself, if I ever want to be the guy at the top, right, there's going to be a lot of love and there's going to be a lot of criticism, and you better be prepared for both, and it's not always going to come at the same time or when you want it to. And I said this the other day, you know, everybody up here and everybody in their right mind would want to be a champion, but leadership is a responsibility, and I think it's something that people don't think about all the time, wanting to be the champion, the person at the top, because when the spotlight's on you, it ain't coming off. It's only getting brighter and stronger. So you could take that as an opportunity to do something good and be a good role model, or you can, you know, crumble under the negative pressure. And so for me, the selfishness of wanting to be Mr. Olympia and be the champion like we all want to, right, in bodybuilding is great, but also knowing that this is a platform that I can build camaraderie and spread a positive message to is something that really drives me. And winning the Olympia actually took the pressure off of me of, is it ever gonna happen? Will I ever be Mr. Olympia? Will I ever make history being the first 2 division champion? So once that happened, I felt like I could really come into my own, and having the support of my wife, my daughter, my friends, my family, my training partners, my coach, Honey Rambod, and sponsors and everyone, and the fan support, I just feel so loved, and I feel so grateful and blessed that how can I not go in the gym and give it my all every single day, doing what I love, even if it is, you know, the epitome of discipline, and there's a lot of suffering, there's a lot of sacrifice, there's a lot of really hard days where I go to my wife and I say, babe, this is hard, like this is getting really, really hard. And she's like, you got this. You know, if anybody can do it, it's you. I know you got this. We all got you, God's got you. So, like I said, this could be a long-winded answer, but all in all, like I said, being the champion is one thing, being a leader is another, and it's a high responsibility that I said before I won, I accept it all, the good, the bad, the everything, and praise my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ.
Andrew Jacked, great performance in Texas, possibly one of the most impressive performances this year. You've gained the size, you're becoming, filled up. Where are you gonna end up this Mr. Olympia? Are you going to the top 3? Can you be Mr. Olympia in 2024?
There will be some hard breaks this weekend, that's why I know for sure.
Brandon, not a lot of people talking about the 2019 Mr. Olympia. A lot of people predicting, they're not mentioning Brandon Curry. Are we at the end of Brandon Curry's career, or is Brandon Curry, a healthy Brandon Curry, about to shock the world?
Well, part of being quiet, off the radar, is what kind of brings the shock factor. So I went with that so I could bring that shock factor on tomorrow. So I think we're coming in with a good physique, feeling pretty confident, and I'm healthy. So I'm ready to rumble, for sure.
Brandon, congratulations on getting yourself back here. Obviously qualified for life as a former Mr. Olympia. But last year was a whole different story. You weren't here at the press conference. You were at the hospital battling some issues. Thank God everything turned out great. You still ended up with an impressive finish. So I'm going to guess that you looked absolutely phenomenal last year, but not near your best, but still an impressive finish. What was a 100% Brandon Curry capable of doing here against not only 2 other Olympia winners, but the entire Olympia lineup?
Well, 100% is always capable of taking the championship. Where we fall tomorrow, it's up to fate. We'll see what happens. But I'm coming here well prepared. Got a new coaching strategy. We changed some things, and we think it worked in my favor. I feel very healthy, feel very good. It's just a part of just refining right now. Pretty much all the work is done. Just gotta relax and do my job tomorrow. So I'm very confident going in. I think it's gonna be a very, very good package, and I'm hopefully I can surprise a lot of you guys and get you excited about what I'm bringing to the stage tomorrow.
Yeah, this question's for Andrew, because he's a man of a few words. See if we can get a few more out of you. So, don't look at me like that. All right, so you're going to shock some people this weekend, but what changes have you made? Because Texas was a beautiful physique, but there are some areas where the other guys are a little bit ahead of you in the side and the back, some of your posing. Did you improve those things? Did you work a lot on your posing? What has changed since Texas?
Everything has changed since Texas. Texas was a warm-up, so now we're bringing in the real version. That's why I said this weekend I'll break so many hearts. So let's see.
Well, let me follow up on that. Now let's give a percentage because it gives people perspective on where you were. You made great improvements this year. Your time in the gym was well suited to you, and what we saw in Texas was very formidable. What percentage do you think you were in Texas? 90%, 95%, and are you 100% at this year's Olympia?
I don't rate myself. I let my team, Chris do the ratings. Cause
how close to 100% would you say you were in Texas?
No, I don't know. I'm just a passenger on the seat. They're the captain, so they drive, I just follow.
So you weren't even close in Texas to what we're going to see this weekend.
I've got no idea what they have in mind. Mine is just sit back, follow instructions, and boom. Yeah. So definitely, we're confident going to this weekend, and it will be funny.
Especially with our current and reigning 5-time champ, Chris Bumstead.
Well, yeah, I look at the top 3 from last year's Olympia, and I'm looking at a 2-time Arnold Classic champion from this year. Now I see Wesley sitting right next to Chris. Are we seeing something here? Does it mean anything that Chris is sitting right next to Wesley? And, because Ramon was 2nd last year and Urs was 3rd. And Wesley, you basically, I think you were 7th or 8th last year. Please don't don't be mad if I'm wrong, but you were out of the top 5. You came to the Arnold, it was a total revamped physique. I mean, we always see you, you're always in great shape, but you put size on that tall frame of yours and stood there and beat Ramon and Urs, both, to be one of their favorites, even in the experts' eyes, contender to beat Chris, because we all say you have a similar height. You know, the only one that could beat Chris supposed to be someone with a similar height. How do you feel going into the Olympia, knowing that a lot of people think that you might have what it takes, and you yourself said that you will beat Chris Bumstead this year?
Well, what I said is I'm going to give him the toughest battle he's had since doing the Olympia so far, and that's what I intend to do. So the most important thing is that it also brought confidence to myself, winning the Arnold Classic not once but twice in a row, beating a lot of competitors who beat me year after year after year at the Olympia, which means I've made a lot of progress, which doesn't mean that everybody was off all of a sudden at the Arnold, but that I was getting better. And I've made the same kind of improvements from the Arnold now to the Olympia that I made from the Olympia to the Arnold, about the same time in between, now actually even longer. So it's going to be a very nice, interesting, fierce battle on the Olympia stage. And I can't wait to do it because it just feels different. I know now for sure that my placing at the Olympia last time is not going to be representative of what's going to be shown on stage this year. So it's going to be awesome.
Chris, I have a question. Sorry, Bob. Chris Bumstead, 5-time Olympia champion. You've been dominant. Last year, Ramon really brought a great physique, especially from the back. People thought that arguably he beat you on the back double biceps. There's this guy, Wesley Vissers, just won the Arnold, looked incredible. Urs said he's bringing his best. Are you threatened by these guys, or are they still fighting for second?
I think you know the answer to that. Every year it's been someone different. It's been Breon, it's been Terrence, it's been Earth, it's been Ramon, it's been Wesley, and in my mind they're still all battling for second. I would never be so disrespectful as to say it's not a challenge. You know, being on stage here, period, all of us getting up here is a challenge. Is it a threat? Absolutely not. But it's always a challenge getting up here, being the best version of myself, and it's an honor to share the stage with all these people. I met Wesley back in 2018, I think, after one of the Olympias, and I remember his kindness and humility then. He's risen a lot in the sport and it hasn't changed since. Same with all the guys that I get to share the stage with up here. We have a lot of fun, you know, we give each other some dirty stares every now and then, but we are always hugging when we get off stage, and we get some workouts in throughout the year, and we enjoy it. So I'm grateful to be competing against these guys, and we're just up here having fun.
Well, Chris, while you're having fun on the stage this weekend, a lot of speculation out there. The rumor mill is swirling, of course. And everybody thought you were going to make the big, huge announcement just a month ago. And I got to give you credit, man. You just pulled the tablecloth right out from all those dishes on the table when you announced it. You had a nice business with Jim Shark that you've gotten involved in, so congratulations for that. But the world was ablaze with talk that if you win this Olympia, that possibly this could be your last Olympia, that you might be moving on, that you would call it a day as the winner, as a 6-time champ. You've got a brand new family, you've got new business ventures. If you win this title this weekend, is that it?
It's funny because since I think 2020, I've been telling people when they ask me how many I got left in me, I've been saying one more. And every single year I've just been focusing on the one ahead of me, being the best I can, showing up for one more. You know, I won last year, I got to put in the work to win again this year and into this year. That's all I'm focusing on. You know, every year I've had a challenge, an obstacle that's overcome, that I've been able to overcome, and it's shown me what I'm capable of. And every year I've gotten better, I continue to get better, I continue to enjoy it. And I don't think much further than this Saturday, to be completely honest. So I'm just enjoying it. I know I got more in me if I want it, but I can make that decision whenever I feel ready.
Urs. Question for Urs. Urs, this early season this year didn't go as planned, I would say. You looked great, but it wasn't the outcome that you were looking for. Now, knowing you have to come back and fight your way back to get into the top 3, basically, what changed? what else can we expect tomorrow morning? Is it tomorrow morning or Saturday morning?
Saturday.
Saturday morning.
I mean, the little setback I had at the Arnold's made the bear definitely hungrier than ever before, and I set the fire up for it and worked so hard together with the great Stefan Kienzel, my coach, for over 5 years now, and we really found out what works the best. And as it is in our sport we all love, the time is a thing we need to have in our mind. And I started my journey pretty young, with 20 years old. Did my Olympia at 21 the first time, and had to build the density. And I think with the age, not only my health switched, also the density of my body, and that's what you guys can expect on Saturday on the Olympia stage. So a complete package, front to back. I was always well known for my lower body development and quality, and now I can say it's finally also, especially from the backside, it is there.
So where do you see yourself placing?
Definitely better than last time.
Better than early this year or last year?
Better than last year, Olympia.
So there's only top two?
That's it, yes.
Well, one of those guys you got to get by is right next to you, and that, of course, is Ramon Pino. Ramon, I got to thank you first and foremost for your fan base out of Brazil. Without them, I would not have 10,000 dinosaurs sent to my Instagram account every single day. I get it. I like Ramon. He's a great guy. Stop sending me dinosaurs. But you've got a great fan base. You and Urs and Chris, Leslie's the new guy here, have been battling for years. You have yet to get past Chris. What changes do you need to make to get that title from Chris Bumstead?
We work in all points, you know, but my back, my glutes, my hamstrings, bro. This year, I told you last year, remember? This year, bro. Over for you, bro. Yeah. Don't touch me, bro. Don't touch me, bro.
First of all, give this guy a big hand. He learned some English. That's amazing.
Thanks so much, bro. I'm trying. Every year I try. Yeah, thanks so much. Thanks so much for this show. This is my bro.
All right, well, Chris, do you hear big dinosaur footprints coming up behind you? Or is the challenge from the new guy? Because these guys you beat lots of times, with all due respect, right? You had good competition. But like you said, they were fighting for a second. But Wesley shows something different. He's literally a throwback to the classic days. You get a lot of comparisons, of course, with Arnold and your physique and the way you display your physique with your poses. Is he a bigger threat than anybody else at this time to your title?
Like I said before, I truly don't believe anyone is a threat right now. You know, I hear them all saying I'm going to win, but when I look them all in the eye, I don't believe they believe themselves when they say that. So I'm not going to believe in myself.
Chris, you got him.
You don't need to believe me. Believe in your work. I have my work every day. No?
Chris, is it true? Is it true that you've offered, if any of these guys beat you, that you've offered a full Gymshark contract to whoever can beat you?
They can have whatever the hell they want.
Ramon, I have a question for you. You are a great symbol in Brazil. If you win this thing, you'll make history, and millions of Brazilians watching the pay-per-view dream of that moment. What is your message to all the Brazilian fans today?
Thank you so much for everybody for prayers, right? Praise for me. Thank you, God. Thank you, my wife is here, my team. We're working for this year. God is have planned for we.
I love you, baby.
I got Andrew and Samson who battled with Nick at the Arnold. Now Nick isn't here. Last year he missed a show and people were like, well, Nick could have won if he was there. I want to know from Andrew and Samson, does it upset you to not be able to compete against him this year and kind of prove if you're better or he's better?
So first and foremost, I want to say obviously I wish Nick all the best in his recovery of whatever he's going through right now. I mean, most of you know me and Nick, we've been friends for a long time, and you know what? I was disappointed that he wasn't here last year, and I was excited about going on stage with him again this year. But unfortunately, things have happened the way they do. So for me, I am disappointed that he's not here this year. But at the same time, I know, you know, he's going to be back on stage in no time. I know Nick very well, man. He doesn't let anything stop him if it's not important.
Samson, I just have a follow-up real quick. The two guys to your left are former Mr. Olympias. Why do you deserve to beat them? Why do you deserve to be Mr. Olympia?
All right, so we've sat all here and we've heard everybody speak about I'm going to weigh this and I'm going to do that and I'm going to prove this, and my ass is tired standing there, honestly. Just like I say there. So I want to say this, man. I've never been a man for talking. It just doesn't work for me. I'm always a man of actions. So I stand up here and I say, man, if any man thinks they're deserving of that, step up front with me right now.
Come on! I'm attacking. Andrew, here we go.
Look up.
That's a big man. Sean Clarita, don't let it get away with that. Sean, get out there. You got any challengers or anybody? He's calling you guys out. Nobody wants a piece of Samson. Look at this.
That's why I deserve to be Mr. Olympia.
What do you think of that, Andrew? Top 3, top 5? Where do you got him?
That's what they used to do.
Samson.
Good for you,
Where do you
bro.
got Samson? You just saw him. You saw what you're going to be up against.
Yeah, I did.
Where do you got him?
He's my brother.
Take it off.
He's representing, so yeah.
Looking good.
Yeah, and
Let me ask a question to Chris Bumstead. Chris, you said before you retire, you might throw your head into an open competition. And you just saw Samson out. You still want to go there?
Certainly not discouraged. So maybe next year. We'll never know.
We'll find a challenger for him yet. Who won? Was that it? That's it. Great minds thinking alike, my friend. All right, let's get to the lightning around here. Linda Murray, final question to any one of our Olympians.
Let's see, Chris Bumstead. So every year you're such a great storyteller. Every year you have a challenge, and you mentioned challenge this year. Did you experience anything this year? I know you have a new baby. Such a great storyteller.
Honestly, what I mentioned was that this was one of the years where it felt like everything kind of came together. And it was beautiful that it was the year I got to share it with my baby and my wife. And if I've learned anything over the few years, it's how to overcome a challenge. And then this year it's been a whole new load of lessons of what's truly important to me. And if I've learned something from having a child, it's taken the pressure off when I do up on stage, because when I go home to my wife and to that baby smiling, nothing else matters. There's no reason to feel like anything else is a challenge. It's the greatest blessing, the greatest victory I've ever had in my entire life. My family is everything to me right now, and it's allowed me to just enjoy and be present with bodybuilding, because that's what's truly important. So it's been a beautiful year.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Derek Algindi, final question to any one of our Olympians.
First, congratulations to Mike and him. I want to get one of these bags, so that's one of my questions. Great job with the bags. Congratulations, Wolfpack. Derek Lunsford. Chris Bumstead said, my favorite Olympia title was my second one. After I won my first title, there was a lot of questions about Breon Ainsley and this and that. My second one was closing the door. This is my time. Is that where your mind is right now? Do you want to close the door and say, you know what? I'm Mr. Olympia. I'm going to win again, and there will be no more questions when I'm done.
Absolutely, to be quite honest, if I'm going to shoot you straight. That's why I said after last year's Olympia win, we made history, and it was the best package that I brought to date, but I knew where I could improve, and I felt that I had a lot that I could prove in even just 1 year. So I got right back to work, and with the motivation and support of my wife and daughter and everyone in my corner, it's been 365 days of busting it. Not a lot of times, actually Chris asked me this yesterday, is it a motivation to prove like the haters wrong, like the criticism? No, it's just to be all that I can be. And this year, I wanted to come back and create some distance, to be quite honest. Yes.
The Sandow Trophy, the Mr. Olympia title, is in company with just the NFL and the NBA for having been around for 60 years and having an uninterrupted year after year after year championship. It's only the NBA and the NFL and the Mr. Olympia. Does that 6-0 mean, how much more does that 6-0 mean? The trophy's gold, you're gonna maybe make a re-win, a win, a comeback. What does that 60 mean on top of all of that accomplishment?
Yeah, this is a monumental year. The 60th Olympia, there's only been 18 Mr. Olympias ever in the history of bodybuilding. And looking at it right now, it looks pretty. I have one that doesn't look like that and doesn't have my name on it. This year, I want a golden with my name on it.
Well, your name is actually on it. Yeah, I mean, you guys are all nice and buddy to each other, so I can't ask the question that I really want to ask. But I got a question for Chris. Chris, let's say you would watch the show tomorrow from the front row, not on stage, but you would watch these guys sitting next to you compete. Who do you think would win? Yeah, I mean, honest, who do you believe would win this show tomorrow if you wouldn't compete?
Honestly,
yes.
I can't answer that, and I think that's why I love Classic Physique so much. It's such a tight race. All the competitors are so incredible. I know they're showing up and doing their best. You know, I know each of them on a level enough to watch them on their journey throughout the year to know that they're all showing up this year at their best. They're coming for my throat, they're coming for each other's throat, and it's going to be a hell of a show, and you know, we're going to see on Saturday, but I have no guess.
Well, Bob, I guess that's the perfect answer because I tried to find out who his biggest competition is out of the guys, but he was...
You know Chris is too smart for that.
Yeah,
he ain't falling for that. Those Jedi tricks you got. He's a 5-time Olympian right here. Fuad, last question.
My question is for Wesley. And Chris's motto has been set the standard for quite a while now. But I don't think he's faced competition of your size and stature in his reign. So are you the new standard, or is Chris still the standard for Classic?
It's funny because when I won the Honor of Classic Ohio, me and Chris met backstage quickly, and he literally told me about that quote, that I now set a new standard for myself, which I have to uphold, because if I don't, you know what's going to happen. So there can be a new standard set, depending on what the judges see on that night, what they like the most. In my opinion, I represent the golden era perfectly, and if I can then bring the modern conditioning, the proportions, the presentation with it as well, that can definitely be the new standard, as it is called Classic Physique, and that's what I'm trying to represent the most here.
Mr.Olympia.
Derek Lunsford, I'm going to start with you, I'm going to finish with you. Saturday night, we're down to the finals. This is it. What 2 words are you looking for before that big announcement comes?
And still.
That says it all, folks. That's going to wrap it up this year, folks, for the press conference tonight. All these gentlemen, these superstars will be right here for meet the Olympians.